you might not be as important as you think.
Wells Fargo employee went to work the morning of Friday, August 16th and never went home. Tempe police tell 12 News 60-year-old Denise Prudhomme scanned into work at 7 o'clock in the morning. 4 days later, police responded to the office building near Washington Street and Priest Drive for reports of a subject down. Prudhomme was declared dead. The Tempe Police Criminal Investigation Bureau is investigating. They say a colleague found Prudhomme dead at her desk in a cubicle while walking around the building on Tuesday, August 20th. Prudhomme's cubicle was reportedly on the 3rd floor and away from the main aisle. This employee says several people had smelled a foul odor, but passed it off as faulty plumbing. They say while most Wells Fargo employees at this Tempe location work remote, the building has 24/7 security, and someone should have found Prudhomme sooner.
This is just embarrassing. I'll be honest. This is super embarrassing. I don't like companies that micromanage, but I mean, at least care something about your employees. For days? For days in the office? That's like you, that's beyond you being a number. That's like you being an ant. Like, how did this place like shut off? Like, they shut off everything. The janitor came and then he just saw like a dead body and was like, that's the usual, and then just walked out.
I'm happy you brought that up because I think that it's a lack. I think if someone was slipping or slacking, and I don't know necessarily if it was a company, I think that it was the janitorial service and possibly security. Because how you let someone stay in a building for 4 days and not see them at all?
And it didn't smell?
It started to smell after a while, after she died for a little bit. In the beginning, it wasn't smelling. But my point is, obviously, somebody was not doing the job cleaning all the office spaces.
They must be like robots in there.
I don't know, bro. Also, you say it's shameful for the company, but how about this? What about her family, if she has any, that didn't check on her to do a wellness check? What about her neighbors that didn't do a wellness check? No one reached out to her. Clearly, she was a very quiet, kept to herself person.
Family, I agree with. Neighbors, I feel like in America, like, people's neighbors aren't really like intertwined with them that often.
Not often. It happens. I know personally some neighbors that will be like, or people I know.
No, your neighbor is on it.
Well,
his neighbor is like security, firefighter, private investigator, all in one person.
He loves to point at the most suspicious activity while I'm standing right with him. Hey, yeah, you know the guy that lives over there? Yeah, close.
Oh, you about to say?
Almost said his name.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he has a very generic name.
That's very true, but still.
You could say Brian.
Fair enough. But point is, I think that there's more culpable parties than just Wells Fargo in this matter. And who knows? Like, this office space could have been shared by multiple companies, and I don't know.
But they're a bank.
Yeah.
You don't even check your security cams, and you're a bank?
No, she wasn't working at a bank. She was like a
facility, right? Like a Wells Fargo.
I don't think it was a bank branch. I don't know what it was. It might have been like a administrative office or something.
I mean, still facility, banking, you know.
I'm sure you got to swipe in and out, and there's people that monitor the building. That's my point. Like, how was she left? Like I said, they say she's on the 3rd floor, tucked away somewhere. I'm pretty sure she didn't talk to anybody. She kept to herself, so no one really stopped by to say hi to her on a daily basis. She went in there. She has no family. She unfortunately was forgotten about, and she passed away over a cubicle. It's sad, but
that's beyond sad. But listen, here's the thing, though. Because a lot of times Gen X and the boomers like to get on millennials and Gen Z for not being obsessed with the job. But you look at situations like this and it's like, oh, well, the job didn't care anything about her. So I don't think you can necessarily blame people today for not wanting to make their whole life about their job.
All right, I'll go with you on that. I do agree that, I mean, the loyalty does not run both ways.
At all.
So I understand why people say, you know, this job doesn't care about me. Why am I going to give my whole life, quite literally in this case, to the job? Fair enough. So she's also 60. So part of me, maybe she was close to retirement, but because I was going to say, part of me feels sad that she had to work at that age. But then I realized, you know, 60, while it's up there, it's towards the end of your working years.
Yeah, I mean, they keep pushing it back even further. But when you think about it, it's like, people keep living longer at the same time too.
That's the thing.
So I don't think it's as bad as people say it is, because it's like, okay, we're living longer. So I mean, there's benefits too at the same time.
Well, who's her manager? Because like, for example, for me personally, if I didn't show up to work for 1 day, my manager's not a micromanager at all. But if I don't show up, she's gonna be like, hey, you all right? What happened? How do you not check in with your employee 4 days in a row?
Or call them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so.
But you know what? That makes me even think. If she's 60 years old, she didn't have any kids?
Maybe. But maybe her kids don't like her. Maybe her kids passed away.
God damn.
I'm not even trying to be funny. Maybe her kids passed away. Maybe her kids live far out of state and they just don't check on her like that. Maybe, who knows? So many things could happen. Maybe she doesn't have it. Maybe she's never had kids. Maybe she's a widower. Where's her husband? Maybe she doesn't have one. Which, yeah. She might just be alone.
Well, I mean, it seems like it.
Clearly, because no one checked in on her.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Ultimately, I'm gonna say I'm still gonna put it on management because
Really?
it's just utterly ridiculous for that many days. Like, I can understand for one day you have a lot going on. Maybe there's an event that happened, you didn't notice it, but then like for a couple of days, and you got security, and you got janitors. Like, come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, because they're like, it seems like they have a hybrid model because they said most people are remote. That perhaps they don't check too much because they come in and out and they don't know when people are really in the office. But then I realized she reports to somebody directly.
Yeah.
And that person she reports to directly should have checked in on her when she did not report to work. At least the second day.
Or call. Like, if they at least called, they would have probably been able to hear the cell phone.
Why still checking in on her? But, unless she was working and she shouldn't have been working, but I doubt that. I don't know.
Yeah, ultimately, guys, I'm going to say that Wells Fargo made a bad decision. Good decision, bad decision.
I'm on the fence about this one. I'm going to say that it's not a bad decision that on Wells Fargo. I don't think that they really did anything wrong. So, I don't know. Not a bad decision.
All right, guys. So, if you think Wells Fargo made a bad decision, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think, no, it's not their fault, leave a like, leave a comment.
What is this? Karate class?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, decision makers. Check in on your cubicles. We're out.